Ancient Mesopotamia, the land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, was the cradle of civilization. Over 4,000 years ago, in the fertile lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the first recorded war in human history erupted. Today, this same region is located in modern-day Iraq. Independent city-states of Sumer thrived in trade, culture, and religion, but ambition was about to change everything. This is the story of the Sumer-Akkad Wars, a war that gave birth to the First Empire. Sumer, often called the cradle of civilization, was not one unified country. Ged, it was a collection of independent city-states, Uruk, Lagash, Kish, and others. Each city was ruled by its own king, protected by massive walls, supported by armies of citizen soldiers. The cities were centers of innovation. They developed cuneiform writing, built towering ziggurats, and traded across the Fertile Crescent. But their independence was also their weakness. Rivalries between the city-states often led to smaller wars, leaving them vulnerable to a single ambitious conqueror. Into this fractured world stepped Sargon of Akkad. Legend says he was a cupbearer to a Sumerian king, but his ambition and military genius changed history. Around 2334 BCE, Sargon united the Akkadian tribes, forming a disciplined and loyal army. Sargon was unlike any ruler before him. He built professional armies, developed efficient logistics, and created alliances with neighboring tribes. His army could march quickly, attack decisively, adapt to the strengths and weaknesses of each Sumerian city. But power comes at a cost. Sargon knew that to dominate Mesopotamia, he would have to break centuries of rivalry between the Sumerian city-states and conquer them one by one. The war began with Ur and Uruk, two of the wealthiest Sumerian cities. Sargon's army approached with a combination of siege weapons, infantry, and tactical surprise. The Sumerians, although brave, were unprepared for a coordinated attack from a single empire. Sieges lasted for weeks. Walls were battered by primitive battering rams, arrows rained down from towers, and hand-to-hand combat erupted at city gates. Citizens hid in ziggurats while soldiers fought desperately in the streets. Entire marketplaces were destroyed and fires spread across the cities. Sargon's strategies were legendary. He would often offer cities the choice to surrender peacefully under Akkadian governors. Those who resisted faced full conquest. Slowly, one city after another fell under his control. Unlike the Sumerians, Sargon's forces were organized for speed and coordination. While one division attacked the walls, another cut off supplies and reinforcements. He used spies to gather intelligence, ensuring that no city could surprise him. In Lagash, the Sumerians attempted a surprise counterattack, but Sargon anticipated it. His army ambushed the Sumerian forces in the open plains outside the city, forcing them back into the fortified walls. This marked the first known example of strategic military planning on a grand scale. Sargon's victories were not just about brute force, they were psychological. He allowed captured soldiers and citizens to integrate into the Akkadian state, spreading loyalty while crushing rebellion. By 2279 BCE, Sargon had conquered virtually all of Sumer. He installed governors to rule the city-states, creating the first known empire in history. Akkadian culture, language, and administration spread across Mesopotamia, uniting people who had once fought each other for centuries. The Sumer-Akkad Wars weren't just about land, they marked the birth of empire building, centralized government, and organized armies. Sumerian traditions were preserved, but now under a new ruler, laying the foundation for future empires like Babylon and Assyria. The legacy of Sargon and the Akkadian Empire is still felt today. They established ideas of governance, military strategy, and cultural unification that influenced generations. Cuneiform writing spread, law codes were standardized, and trade networks flourished. Although the Akkadian Empire eventually fell after centuries, the concept of a unified state, ruled by a powerful emperor with a professional army, survived. It became the blueprint for empires across the ancient world. The Sumer-Akkad Wars may be ancient, but they changed history forever. From the dust of Mesopotamian plains, the first empire rose, and the blueprint for war, strategy, and governance that Sargon created echoes through every empire that followed. Even to this day,